Disney Villainous. This is your review for 2. Good day, my name is Joe. Today we'll be going over Disney Villainous and how it plays with 2 players. Now Disney Villainous is a 2 to 4 player competitive game. This one is set in the Disney universe. There are other Villainous. I think there's Star Wars and probably even another one by now. But really today we're going to be focusing on the Disney Villainous. It's a competitive game where you will be playing as one villain and the other players at the table will be playing as another, and you're trying to fulfill your objective and fulfill the goal, and whoever does that first wins the game. So see a little bit more how to play. So in Disney Villainous, you're going to choose your villain. I was going to say choose your hero, but these are not heroes. You get to choose the villains from the different Disney kind of the universe. You're going to have a villain deck, and then you're going to have a fate deck. The villain deck is going to be your main deck. You're going to start with 4 of those cards, and you're going to be playing these cards as you do a slight worker placement around this board. You're going to be moving your villain token to another spot on this board. Usually there's 4 locations, and you can do those locations. Some may be play a card from your hand. Some may be getting these power tokens, the resources for the game. Some may be moving these allies that you're going to play from your hand around, or items that'll get you closer to the objective. And some, you may discard your hand and be able to draw some more cards next turn. And then there's the fate action, where you get to pick a player at the table, look at 2 of their fate decks, look at them and determine which one of these 2 will kind of hinder their game. So there is quite a bit of take that in this game. But that's kind of the main gist of the game, is you're going to move on your turn, take the actions at that space, and hopefully get closer to your objective, whether it's playing cards, gaining power, thwarting and doing something to the enemy, or vanquishing some of these heroes that may be blocking spaces on your board. And once again, the first player to accomplish their objective wins the game. So see a little bit more what I thought about the game. So the rules and references, the rules really won't take you very long. You move your villain, you do the actions available. You don't have to do them all, but you want to maximize the ones you can do to get you closer. The bigger part of the rules and references are going to be each villain is going to come with their own little booklet. Now these booklets are maybe 5 pages of text. There's not a whole lot of text, and these are the references you'll need throughout the game. Once you read it, you really don't even have to really reference it. Everything is well written in these games. And the components, they're really neat. Each villain is going to get you a little character. Some of the expansion boxes come with 3. They all come with a little booklet I think is nice, their own personal play mat, and each individual villain deck and fate deck. The components in this game are what you would expect with this kind of product. Setup and table size, and this is what I really like about this game, is setup will take no time at all. You pick your villain, you read 5 pages of text if you don't remember them, you shuffle your couple decks, and you get to playing. The table size can definitely be played on a 3x3, and this doesn't take up much table size at all. So let's go into the gameplay. The gameplay, on your turn, you're going to have 4 cards in your hand, and you're going to just choose which ones to play. It's a slight little worker placement. Once your pawn is somewhere, you have 3 other places to move to. So there's not a whole lot of choice, but there's enough to decide what you want to do. And then you're going to decide, do you want to gain some power? Do you want to hoard that power? Or do you want to play some of these cards? And what's neat about this game is all the villains are a little bit different. Some are more different than others, but just the feel of each villain just feels different when you play them. It's really neat. Some of the strategies you see, some of the things you may have to do different on certain villains. This fate deck is really neat. It can be really punishing if the opponent fates you twice, back-to-back in back-to-back turns, slowing down your progress, putting items up in rows, blocking spaces, making heroes that you have to defeat that'll slow down your objective. Because what's neat is these villain action cards are different from each villain. These villain fate cards are different from every villain, and they have so much flavor in there where when you're Syndrome, you really feel like you need to be the good bad guy. You need to stop these evil robots that you put out and you created. You need to be the last hero alive. The evil queen trying to poison everybody, have to poison all the the 7 dwarves and Snow White and get her off the table. Just all these feel unique to what they are. And I'm really talking about the Disney side of it, of course, but they all have that flavor. And if you're a Disney fan, you can see the tie-in to the gameplay. Each villain, like I said, is just very unique. I like that about this game. The gameplay plays in about 30 to 40 minutes in a 2-player game, but we really like that about this game, where the setup is so easy to get this to the table, to shuffle your couple decks, and you're off and running. There's enough thought and enough game in here where we both walk away at the end going, oh, remember when I did that? Oh, remember when you did that? And just enough character in the game that it made the game seem like it flowed well and really had a lot of fun. So is this game good for 2? Is this clashing game good for 2? Yes, it may have Disney in the title, but I will say I really enjoy it at 2 because it's quick. They go, I go, they go, I go. And it's just a nice back and forth. When you fate somebody, you're going to fate the other person. There's no other choice. In a multiplayer game, you get to choose who to fate. And it may have that kind of Munchkin feel, that gang up on the leader kind of feel, where this is just, I'm going to set you back so I can win. That's the whole kind of the 2-player dynamic. Even though it's Disney, there's still a lot of this conflict of, oh, what's going to be in the next evil queen deck? Oh, I'm going to put out a couple more dwarves that are going to thwart you, or Syndrome, where I put out some of the Incredibles up there. Just the theme rolls, and with 2 players, you feel like it's one villain pitting against the next. Sure, there's no interaction as far as Syndrome's not going to do anything to the evil queen. More or less, it's going to be the evil queen's kind of fate deck that does the evil to herself. So it kind of just has a good feel. It's streamlined, 30 to 40 minutes. If you take up how much time it takes to set up and tear down, an extra 5 maybe total, 45 minutes, 2-player game, really good head-to-head, but you got to be into the take that. And if you're into the Disney theme, it elevates it more. If you're not into the Disney theme, I don't think you're going to get as much out of it. There is a Star Wars variant, I know for sure. So if you're more Star Wars, and that may be closer down your alley and get that theme going. But I think in this game, you do need the theme to strike a good chord. It really helped that we've seen all these movies. These grew up with all these Disney movies, and now seeing, oh yeah, you remember this? And just the tie-ins to the movies, to the gameplay is so good. They're so thematic when you come out with these different villain cards. It feels nice, whether you're Captain Hook and you're moving Peter Pan to the Jolly Roger and defeating him, to Jafar, who has to open the crypt, or the area, and rub the magic lamp, get the genie out and get the genie on his side. Like it's just so thematic, and it just feels nice to play. Is it the deepest game? No. Is there a lot of take that and randomness? Yes. You can get a card that'll help you right off the bat, or your villain cards, which my wife has encountered many times. The ones that she really needs are at the bottom of her deck. But there's ways to mitigate it. I wouldn't say it is luckless. There's a lot of luck involved, but it's just a lot of fun. The theme is oozing with this game, and we've had a really good time getting this and keeping it on the table for a few weeks now. So that's our review on Disney Villainous, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time.